What's going on, guys? Welcome back to No Reserves Radio. I'm your host, Rehn. With me, as always, Angelo and Austin. Austin's back this week. I think Angelo's here. I don't know why we would start recording if he's not. So, would you like to say something, Angelo? Okay. So, there's this thing Angelo does, and we call it pulling an Angelo, where he just up and leaves without saying anything, even if he's like implying that we're about to start, and then he just disappears, and that's kind of what happened here. So this is our Thanksgiving episode, sort of, because we're recording it the day after Thanksgiving. How was Thanksgiving?
I'm full.
Bad.
Bad?
Yeah.
Why was it bad?
Hmm?
Why was yours bad?
Because we went to my girlfriend's family and they just fought the whole time. I was like, turkey was dry. I don't know how my stepmom makes it, but I don't know. It just seems drier than when I make it, and Alexis does the same thing. So I don't know.
It could just be.
So it just didn't live up to expectation.
Yeah, pretty much.
It could just be poultry's.
There's just something about like intentionally overcooking the turkey, using stovetop stuffing and instant mashed potatoes that just ruins it.
No, you're bougie. You need made from scratch.
Yes, I do. I make all that stuff from scratch.
See,
Man.
the stuffing I get, like I like the stovetop stuffing. Other than that, like,
gross.
So I've had 4 Thanksgivings.
Yeah.
I will be having 4.
Also kind of
So
gross.
Tomorrow we're cooking all of like the Thanksgiving staples tomorrow just for us too. So that'll be fun.
Are you gonna be cooking it from scratch or are you using stovetop stuffing?
This time we're doing the stuffing. Next year we're gonna do
Gross.
everything from hand.
That's the way to do it. Honestly,
We'll be doing that from hand. We'll be doing like bread rolls from hand. We'll be doing a lot more like homemade stuff.
Good.
You gotta understand, like, lately Angelo's been talking about like cooking videos he's been watching and like making the recipes from it. So Angelo's about to get real snobby about food.
Not really. Like, but serious. I've always been like that with the stuffing though. Be serious with me. Stovetop stuffing is really not that much worse than homemade to you. Have you ever had homemade stuffing?
Yes, of course I've had homemade.
Yeah.
Somehow I don't believe that.
I had it when I was a kid, and then when things happened, we could only afford stovetop, so it just kind of has become the Thanksgiving stuffing to me.
And it's one of those things that it's the stuffing. Like, that's not what you're there to fill up on. It's just an extra.
I disagree.
Stop it. Yeah, I don't. Hard disagree. Hard disagree on that one.
You're there for the stuffing.
Tell me you actually haven't had homemade stuffing without telling me you haven't had like, really?
So you're telling me you're there to eat seasoned breadcrumbs. That is what.
Yes.
That's what does Thanksgiving for you. Are you serious?
I don't do turkey.
Yeah, dead. Yeah.
I mean, I don't
I've
do
never
turkey
had,
either.
like, good cooked turkey.
I mean, I've had good cooked turkey, but the conversation we've been having recently in our arguments is I don't like birds. But no, ham. You get the ham.
Gross! Why would you do ham on Thanksgiving?
Green bean casserole. Homemade mac and cheese.
Yep, we're doing that tomorrow.
What else?
Mashed potatoes from the potato, not from the bag.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, that's fair because it's a completely different texture. It is stuffing is breadcrumbs, my guy. That's the point.
This guy.
Like, there's a difference between dehydrated potato flakes being being a potato necromancer and bringing these things back from the dead, and breadcrumbs that are seasoned, whether it's from the box or you're crusting your own bread, is the same thing. It's a bread that is seasoned. That is what stuffing is.
This guy. I just don't understand.
Yep.
Cranberry sauce. You guys.
Poor food choices.
Y'all like cranberry sauce?
No.
Yes. Well, sauce. No, I do the
jelly.
like diced. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
How do you guys? So Austin, you've said you never liked turkey or had a good turkey.
Mhm.
How do you like your turkey, Angelo? Smoked, deep fried, just traditional oven roasted?
Oven roasted for sure.
See, I like deep
I've heard
frying.
deep fried is really good. Yeah,
It's
I've never
good,
tried
but
it.
it's so dangerous. It's not worth it.
Really?
But it is really good. Like it's the most American way to celebrate American holidays.
Yeah.
Caw.
Just stick a whole like 15-pound, 20-pound
Whole
bird in
thing,
the
just
deep fryer.
dunk it in the peanut butter.
Yeah.
Let's go. It's an experience. Do it once, just once. You'll almost die like 4 times. It's fine.
So Austin, kind of witnessed it. Me and Alex were talking about the football games because obviously,
Yeah.
Thanksgiving has a specific slate of football games, and Dolly Parton did the Cowboys game halftime show,
Mhm.
and Alex said something along the lines of, "You Americans and your damn pageantry. Like, who comes to a football game and says, 'Yeah, I want to listen to Dolly Parton'?
Okay,
Why,
but it's Dolly Parton. She is a national treasure.
bro?
I mean,
She was
did you see
she.
that
You
when
can't
they-
convince me she sung those songs. I'm sorry.
It
mean-
does. So
She didn't, but not
There's
like
there's no way.
none of them do.
The Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade was terrible yesterday.
It had
I
Goku, I heard.
didn't watch it.
I mean, yeah, it did, but like it was so poorly lip synced that I stopped watching.
I mean, that's how they all are though, because they have to be because it's
No, I
being
get that.
broadcasted.
You can't make it obvious though. It was really obvious. Like,
oh no, there's
really.
some people that are really good at pretending to sing when they're not, but
Mhm.
Yeah.
regardless, Dolly Parton is a national treasure.
Yeah.
The woman would be a billionaire if she did not give so much money to charity.
Yeah, we were talking about that at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, no, you tell Alex to leave Dolly alone.
Austin,
Um,
did you enjoy watching the Cowboys decimate the Commanders?
Yeah,
Okay.
saw NFL history made.
I will say
Yeah.
the video Cameron posted in the group chat yesterday from a Cowboys game a long time ago with, what is it, Creed singing Arms Wide Open and the bald
Mhm.
guy flying around whatever the Cowboy Stadium is called.
Yep.
That was probably the greatest minute of a sporting event I've ever watched. I don't need to watch sports anymore. The podcast's over. See you guys later.
Okay.
Let's get
Basketball
into
now.
Why does I was about to ask, why doesn't basketball have like a halftime show?
They do. Have you never been
No,
to a
I mean
basketball game?
like a sung halftime show.
I mean, I'm
like
sure
the
it's
finals.
happened. I'm sure it's happened. I mean, hockey does sometimes, but halftime in
I think
basketball is significantly shorter than other sports.
Yes, that's
that, and
true.
I think it's also that there's multiple. It's
Games.
like Super Bowl is one, so like
Yeah.
One game, yeah.
everyone's gonna watch it. If you miss one game of the finals, especially the early, you're not like missing a bunch.
Yeah.
So I guess in
And
that
I'm
regards is the
And
Super
it's hard
Bowl.
to plan. Like, how do you line up? Oh, I need people for games 5, 6, and 7, but you may not actually get to perform.
yeah.
Stop it.
What?
I'll go tinfoil hat theory. No, there will not be an NBA Finals that ends in 4 from here on out.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah.
The only
you know
time
what I
it
mean.
would happen is if there was like some team that was
Like the Heat?
literally
No.
unbeatable. No, like
I don't
if,
even think
Oh, unbeatable. I
Yeah,
thought
like-
you were going
like
like
if-
the Warriors. Yeah, like the Warriors.
no, like if there was
No.
a team that went like 82-0,
Oh,
and
okay,
then,
okay.
like they went 16-0, like a team that was literally unbeatable for whatever reason, like
Mm-hmm.
let's say Luka, Giannis, and Jokic team up, like
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
like that I could see, but like in the era of parity, no, I and the fact that it would be a lot harder to sell it as, a gentleman's sweep if the team was that good, but
Mhm.
like with the NBA now, with the Scott Fosters of the world, which we'll get into Scott Foster in a moment. So actual basketball news. Let's talk about it. Do we want to talk about Chris Paul or Josh Giddey first?
Oof.
I feel like you
Yeah.
already brought up Foster. Let's just go with that.
So
Yeah.
if you've been living under a rock, Warriors game 3 nights ago.
Something.
It'll be like a week ago by the time this episode comes out.
Yep.
Chris Paul got into a bit of a argument with the extender, Scott Foster. Ended up getting
Extender.
that's his nickname. If he is brought into a playoff game and the series is 3-0, you know that's going 3-1. So, middle of the game, Foster tees up Paul.
Paul.
Yeah. He takes offense to it and starts arguing. He gets a second technical and is ejected. So, if you know the history of these two, like there is something beyond closed doors, because of Chris Paul's 20 playoff games that Foster has officiated. In 15 of those 20, his team was the heavy favorite to win. He's only won 3 of them. Now, I'm the biggest Chris Paul hater there is, but I think Scott Foster might take that title from me. So after the game, obviously Chris Paul was asked about it during the press conference. He basically implied that there's history going back years. It's something to do with Chris Paul's son. He's had meetings with the commissioner, his dad, Foster, some dude that's over officiating. And it's related to Chris Paul's son. Now, the problem is if this goes back that far, Chris Paul's son is not that old. So what did this kid do to this man to make him attack CP3 on a nightly basis like this? And do you buy that? Do you think that it's that, or do you just think Chris Paul's kind of a whiny baby and argues a lot?
I mean, I buy it because it was kind of, I think calling it back to back like that was kind of ticky tack, honestly.
So, but here's the thing: is if you're a ref, okay? If Draymond Green commits a foul, you call him on it, and he starts getting in your face yapping. You know what his history is. That's Chris Paul. Chris Paul likes to whine. He was the flopper of the year for many years. Now he's too old to flop, but
Now he's too old to flop.
he argues with officiating more than probably any player in NBA history that I've seen, at least. So if you are a veteran ref, are you not just going to say, okay, this is how this guy is. I don't want to deal with this tonight. You're gone.
Essentially.
Because, like, is that right? Probably not. But I can understand why a ref would do that. So it's kind of like a both sides thing, which I guess I shouldn't be doing. But here we are.
I just think it's ticky tack. That's just me.
I don't know. If it was anyone else, I'd have more of a problem with it. But again, it's Chris Paul. Like, bye. See ya.
Card carrying member.
Card carrying member. I'm on the board of the Chris Paul hating club. So Giddey. Let's talk about Josh Giddey from the land down underage.
Oh.
Going after okay, allegations. They are allegations. Nothing is confirmed yet. He was, as we're recording, actually, a video just came out where they asked him about it. He ignored them, and then they said, "Did you understand the question?" He responded with, Yeah, I understood the question. I'm not commenting on it at this time. So Josh Giddey is currently being accused of having relations with a underage woman.
Mhm.
I don't know. Yeah. Considering how the league handles these sorts of things, like we'll probably hear about it this week, and then no matter what, it'll be swept under the. Well, I don't know, because Josh Primo. They take this more seriously, I guess, than domestic situations, but he is only so. If she is
Alrighty.
17, if she is 17 and he is 21, it's not a good look at all. And I'm not defending that. I'm not saying it's a good idea, anything like that. But under most states, that would fall under like a Romeo and Juliet law. It's still inappropriate, and he, as a professional basketball player, should not be pursuing a relationship with someone in high school. If it was someone that they were dating in high school and she was a couple years younger than him, sure, this is just a random person. But I think we need to apologize to Zion Williamson.
Apologize.
This is the Mariah Mills victory lap. This is the young players chasing way older women. Like, this is why they do it. There is no
What?
backlash to that. Are you not following?
What do you mean there's no backlash to it?
No. I mean, there's no like legal backlash to it.
Oh, okay.
Mariah Mills is a little crazy. I'm not saying that. I'm saying like in terms of like, does Zion have to go on and say no comment to a relationship with Mariah Mills? No, because Mariah Mills is older than him. But yeah, so through a lens, if she is 17, he's 21. Is that bad? If they went to school together, probably not, but they didn't. And he's a professional athlete that could probably get any woman that he wants, and he's going for high school girls.
That's the thing that gets me.
Yeah,
That's the wrong part to me. Like,
that's the thing, is she's in high school. He didn't know her before this, so it's sketchy. It's sketchy.
Even then. Even then.
Even then,
I don't know. I don't think it would happen.
What do you mean?
If they knew each other from high school, I don't think she'd still be a minor in like 99.9% of cases.
I don't know, because like, because like a senior in high school dating a freshman's kind of weird. You're right. It's still weird. Like, it's not like he's like 35 years old dating a 16-year-old. Like, that's just disgusting. But it's still morally wrong that he's 21 dating a 17-year-old.
Yeah, no, 100%.
But it's not as bad as it could be. I don't know. Like,
how is it not?
It's not as bad as like a 35-year-old dating a 16-year-old. Can we at least agree that they are only 4 years apart?
Yeah.
That's not, like, through the lens of he's a professional athlete on a world stage, it's kind of gross. But it's not as weird as if it was like LeBron James is dating a high schooler. Like, that'd be weirder. It's still weird. I'm not saying it's not weird. I'm just saying it's less weird than it could be.
You're really putting this on like a spectrum. Like, you don't need to. It's just.
Well,
visually, if true, visually it looks wrong. It feels
visually
wrong.
It's terrible. Visually, it's terrible from the NBA.
So I don't care if LeBron James or whatever age you want to put on. Like, that doesn't matter, bro. That doesn't matter because they're not.
And also,
he is.
To play devil's advocate for the final time, he was 20 like a month ago, so he was younger. I'm just saying, it could be worse looking. It's still bad looking. It could be worse looking.
I'm not resting on that. I'm sorry. Like
Okay,
There's gotta be people who train these athletes because this is a terrible look. You're a multi-millionaire.
yeah, you have
Bro!
generational wealth.
Yes.
Like, yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying, like, it could have been worse.
I don't even feel comfy saying it could. I don't care. It's so,
It's the principle.
yes.
I mean, I don't disagree. I'm just saying.
Why? Why do you have to just say? Just say it's wrong and move on. Why do you have to play devil's advocate for the man?
He's getting mad because I brought LeBron into the argument, and that's the reason he like doesn't want to like put that evil out there. Because like if that were to come out about LeBron, Angelo would be like ruined. He would just like depression immediately. That said, we'll see how it plays out. There's nothing concrete yet. I've seen posts on her Instagram where she was saying she was 21, so maybe she's lying about her age. I don't know. We don't know yet.
Even if she's lying, the onus is not on her. The onus is on him.
And she looks like 15. Like she does not look like she's an adult. So
once again,
we'll see how it plays out. We will
there has to be
revisit the
someone.
story.
The NBA needs to invest, or the Oklahoma
In
or
mentors?
whatever, in like training these
And a mentor,
people.
yeah, like a handler, a mentor.
Like,
yeah. Okay, let's move on from Josh Giddey. I feel like we're going to be talking about this one for a bit, though, like as more comes out.
I'm surprised you didn't compare it to Josh since you wanted to put it on a spectrum so bad.
The Josh, I mean, it's up there. It's up there. But so here's the thing. Here's why I'm saying nothing's going to come of this. Do you want to know why?
Why?
I'm going to give you a random clue, and I'm going to see how quickly it takes you to figure it out. First clue, Utah Jazz.
Karl Malone.
Karl Malone. Karl Malone judged the dunk contest this year. I'm just saying, like, I think we're going to be talking about this for a while, but I don't think anything's going to come of it.
I don't know.
Whether
man.
he's in the right or the wrong.
I really don't know, man.
Let's get into the actual point of the episode, and this is not going to be. Last year was Ja. This isn't going to be the Giddey season.
Giddy.
This isn't the Giddey season.
If you say so.
I hope not. So, what we're going to be doing tonight is we are buying and selling on NBA takes. We're going to do it simply because these two can't comprehend conceptual thinking. So we're just doing it.
I mean, like I said, if you wanna have a degree in and mastery of the English language, and you want to word every question precisely the way you want to word it, go for it. I'm not gonna.
No. We're just gonna do it simply. We're just gonna do it simply.
Yeah.
So first up, Angelo's pick for most improved player was Cade Cunningham.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yep,
okay,
no,
so
that's correct.
the Detroit Pistons have, out of the gate, had the easiest strength of schedule to start the season. They also have the worst record. They're sitting at 2-13. Yeah, 2-13.
Pretty rough.
Led by Cade Cunningham. 21.4 points per game. He's leading the league in turnovers at 5 turnovers a game. His assist to turnover ratio is 1.5. You've still got him slotted to win most improved?
Yeah.
Your most improved player is a point guard who has a 1.5 assist to turnover ratio.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say it's not a rough start, but yeah.
Okay.
I'll stick to my guns.
Outside of that, well, let's talk about it. Are you buying stock in the worst team in the NBA, or are you selling because that's how we're doing this?
No one's gonna start.
It's one of you starting.
I'm assuming we're talking about the Pistons. You never said like the Pistons. I thought
Yes,
you
I
were just
did.
making fun of Angelo first.
No, Rehn
No,
doesn't have the proper
no.
mastery of the English language to
No, I
get this
said
down. But he can get the anyway.
no. I said Cade Cunningham leading the Pistons, who have a easiest strength of schedule.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I got you.
Yeah.
You didn't say we were starting with the Pistons.
Do you see how the harder? Oh my.
We're starting with the Pistons. That's why I asked, are you buying
As
stock
far
in
as
the
the
worst team?
As far as the Pistons go, I'm selling them.
I'm selling, whatever
Yeah.
I have.
So
It's pretty rough out there. I
But
think. Go
there's
ahead.
nothing worse. How can you like? There's nothing. There is no. This is the bottom.
See, this is why I.
This is why I was trying to understand about like if we're just buying and
This is
selling.
why. So once again, this is why I don't think you properly understood what my whole thing was. So I think it's just easier if we just go with your way because you understand it and you're the one, at posing the questions. So just do your way.
No, this is fine. I'm just saying.
No, it's not fine.
I'm just saying. If they are the worst team,
It's definitely not fine.
if they are the worst team, I think you just unplugged your headset because the audio quality changed. If they are the worst team, how can you sell? Like hold, totally get,
This guy.
totally get. But how can you sell?
So
There
why
is
don't we
no
just do
further
it your
down.
way? That's what I've been saying. That's why I said just do it your way because you're the host. Ren, you are the host of No Reserves podcast,
But-
at least the basketball edition. So do it your way. This is Burger King. I am telling you to have it your way.
No, but
So
this is-
do it your way. Stop complaining about it and just say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna do it your way." No, you're the one posing the damn questions, Ren. Do it your way.
I missed this.
I apologize to anyone listening for their ears because Angelo does not know how to not scream into a mic.
Damn straight.
No, I'm totally fine doing it this way. I'm just legitimately posing the question.
Austin, do you believe what he just said was true?
I just want to know. I just want to know how there can be value below them. That's all I'm saying.
I'm fine doing it your way, but I will question your way every step.
Yeah,
exactly. Like
no, but what I'm saying is if your way is so intuitive and you don't need this degree,
it's not intuitive. It's simple. That was the point. And you're
then tell me.
Just do it your way. Just do it your way. We're doing it your way from now on. No.
No, listen. If it's simple, tell me how you can sell for a lower value than the bottom. That's all I want to know. What is it a G League team? Is that what's worse? What is worse than this?
You take the L and move on.
Oh my god, you guys never answer.
Just
So
do
I'm
it your way.
holding. I do think this team does have. I do think this team has some upside. I think if Cade ever stops. No. You're not letting me finish. I think this team does have some upside. Is that this season? Probably not. Jaden Ivey has seemingly forgot how to play basketball. Killian Hayes is still a joke of a basketball player. Jalen Duren's nice. Alec Burks nice. Marvin Bagley, The biggest surprise for me has been Osar Thompson. He's kind of climbing that rookie ladder. Granted, mostly he just gets rebounds, but that's easy to do when your point guard is chucking shots like it's 2K. But 11 points per game, 10 rebounds per game, 3 assists at a big position, 1 steal, 1.5 blocks, only 2.4 turnovers. He's young. Defense is one of the hardest things to learn, but that should also come with time. Granted, I'm saying that he averaged over a block and over a steal a game. I do think there is potential in this team. Do I think it's this year? No, probably not. I think they're another piece or two away, but I think mostly it's developmental time. Cade has missed a lot of play time. Jaden Ivey just needs to.
There's your argument for selling. I do think there's potential in this team. Is it this year? No, you're selling. How is that hard? What is
What?
hard about that, Ren? Please explain to me.
Anyway, James Wiseman,
Zach.
again, another player that seemingly forgot how to play basketball. Yeah, I do like this team at its core. I just think Cade Cunningham is a bit too lackadaisical with the ball. Again, he's leading the league in turnovers. So I'm selling there. We'll say buying and selling, and I'm picking up the Shanghai Sharks, I guess.
You're not picking up anything. You're
But
just
there
getting
has to
rid
be
of
a
them.
lower value. There has to be a lower value. Number 6. Well, number 6A. Why am I numbering them? They can't see my numbers. Clippers and the Warriors both struggle out of the gate. I need to pull them up because I did not have them next. So we'll start with the Warriors. So Warriors are currently 7-9. Do you buy or sell? Do you think that we have seen the end of the dynasty, or do you think they're going to righten the ship?
I'm buying because the Warriors can't get any lower.
Do you actually have a
Ren, what website are you looking at for this?
for what?
Like, I thought we were starting from the bottom, and you just went from like
Oh,
the very bottom team to like
No,
the middle of the road.
Austin. No, the list I sent in the chat.
You never sent the list.
Yes, I did.
Yes, he did. God, so bad.
No reserves. We are always prepared.
That's good.
That's all we're
You
buy
you
selling on.
cannot even blame me for that one, Angelo.
That's all
I-
we're buy
can't.
selling on. That's dumb.
I can't.
You guys were supposed to bring something to the table and you didn't. So
I thought we were doing buy sell all 30 teams.
I don't know. We're
No.
doing. I mean, we can keep going. Like this is just what I came up with because it's.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That makes sense. It makes sense now.
You
The
understand?
way it was not simple, but yes.
Oh God. So are you buying or selling on the Warriors?
I'm buying the Warriors.
Yeah,
They're gonna go up.
they'll figure it out.
Yes, they'll figure it out. They'll be fine. They'll be in the playoffs.
I mean, I think they'll be in the playoffs for sure, but I mean, I'm buying because they're definitely better than what they're showing, just because they have Wardell, Stephen Curry.
And CP3.
There's a lot of old pieces around him. Granted, he's not exactly young himself, but I've liked what I've seen from Andrew Wiggins since he's been on the Warriors. It continues this year. Obviously, there's been slumping from Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. But there's a nice core there. Moses Moody's nice. Kuminga's nice. Dario Saric is nice.
I do think because of how hard the West is, I do think there is a solid argument to say that they might be only be a play-in team, though. I think there is.
I'm trying to like in my head do a quick.
Well, it would have to involve people on our list, but it depends on how you feel about the Timberwolves, Thunder, Nuggets, Mavericks, Suns, Kings, Lakers, Pelicans, Clippers, and the Rockets will be later, but depending on how you feel about them.
That's true.
And if the Grizzlies will stay as low as they are, because 3-11 is not the Grizzlies. But
yeah, that's once Ja's back. Like, obviously, not the biggest fan of Ja, but he's a game changer.
So I think there
them.
is a solid argument to be made that the Warriors are a play-in team.
That's
just
fair.
based on the strength of the West,
But there's also an argument that they're a lock for the playoffs because they've got Wardell, Stephen Curry, who is still one of the best players in the world.
Sure.
It's just a matter of whether or not those supporting pieces support him, and obviously, knock on wood, Steph stays healthy this season. I think the big question mark for me is going to be Chris Paul, because him being there has changed their offense. It works so well because when Steph is on the floor, they're out and running and like that kind of high-paced Warriors offense we're so used to. But then Chris Paul comes in
So
and he's old and he slows it down, and it's like it's really hard for teams to get a gauge on them because they can change pace at any moment.
okay, so then you explain to me why, because you've watched more games, why are the Warriors 2-8 in their last 10 struggling right now?
Steph's missed some time.
Okay.
There's just been some chemistry issues from what I've seen. I haven't caught a ton of the Warriors games,
Okay, same.
but just from what I've seen, it's a lot of pieces. Like if you were to look at their like roster sheet and who's played and what lineups are, it's kind of all over the place right now. They're still just trying to figure out what works and what doesn't because obviously you have another elite point guard in the mix and someone that's going to run an offense a little bit differently. And I think that there's a bit of an adjustment period they're going through. I think they'll be fine. So I'm definitely buying. Um, we'll talk about another of their players a little later in the list. But I do think that a lot of it has to do with the fact that certain players in their lineup, Clay and Draymond specifically, they're getting older and they haven't really adjusted to playing as an older player because they're not as athletic or whatever you want to call it as they were when they were, 30 points in a quarter or whatever the insanity that was Clay.
Oh,
Yeah.
hold on. I'm pulling up something on the fly.
Okay. Also, I just kind of love the fit of Gary Payton next to Chris Paul. It's really just nice.
Okay, so they kind of are, in a sense, transitioning. Granted, it's early in the season, but Draymond averaged 31 minutes per game last year. He's at 22.2 right now.
Yeah.
Let's check out Klay Thompson.
Clay's at 29 this season.
What was he last year?
I don't know. I don't have
He-
that pulled up.
He was at. That's totals. That's not per game. He was at 33 minutes per game last year. So yes, they are at least visually attempting to adjust to an older lineup by giving,
Last minutes
Clay,
too.
less minutes.
Yep. So I think they'll be fine. I'm less concerned about them than I am the next team on our list.
See, I'm the reverse.
Really?
Yep.
Well, let's go ahead and move into that. So the Clippers also off to a slow start, 6-7. They're fourth in the Pacific Division. So go ahead and start. Why are you buying the Clippers if you are?
I am.
Okay.
But it's because they have too many guns to not. Like, they have Paul George, they have Kawhi, they have James Harden now, and they have Russ, who recently said he wants to take similar to a CP3 role, an off the bench
Mm-hmm.
role where he can, run and gun and like say what you want about Kawhi. If he's healthy, he's too good for them not to be in the playoffs with that supporting cast. I think trading away basically all the depth they had in the James Harden deal is definitely had immediate hurt them immediately. But I do think James Harden improves the playmaking so much, and their offense is just going to be so good when it starts to click that it's not going to matter. I do think there is going to be growing pains because you don't just have Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, and Paul George. Paul George is probably the best off ball of that group, with probably Kawhi being second. You don't just have all that and not have growing pains. So it's kind of what I expected. I think they'll be fine, and by the end of the year, we'll see them as
If
somewhere between 6 and 8.
if this was 4 years ago, 5 years ago,
Super team.
a super team, this ain't that James Harden.
This ain't that any of them.
I didn't say James Harden was giving you 30. I said he was giving you facilitating.
But even then, James Harden is still like, was it not like 4 nights ago? No, it was longer than that. It was a few games back when Harden shot a contested 3 at the buzzer, and Kawhi literally basically sat down on the court, like just shocked that he would take that. Like, that's who James Harden does not realize. James Harden is not that James Harden anymore.
Yeah, you could say the same thing about Russell Westbrook.
Not to the same extent, because Russ was a facilitator still early in his career, and he's still like a facilitator now, but he doesn't think he's gonna take the 30-foot bomb at the buzzer and make it.
We've seen him do that with the Lakers. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but that was the Lakers.
This guy.
I'm just saying James Harden is the most ball dominant player I think in the league. Like, back when he was on the Rockets, it was the James Harden system. It wasn't the Houston Rockets system. It wasn't the... Who was the coach? Was it
Mike D'Antoni?
Yeah, D'Antoni. It wasn't the D'Antoni system. It was the Harden system, because it was just James Harden dribbles the ball and shoots it. Like, it again.
I mean, that's an interesting dynamic that I think people don't talk about. Is Daryl Morey really was the first person to believe in James Harden. He gave him the reins. He did. He built a team around James Harden. And I'm curious what exactly happened that turned that person who believed in you, who gave you your first shot, who allowed you to basically average 34 points a game one season, and call him a liar and that you'll never play for him again. I'm curious what exactly happened that made James Harden want to burn that bridge.
I mean, we'll get a 30 for 30 at some point.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm never going to believe a team that has James Harden as a focal point, because you said it yourself. Like, he is one of their key pieces. You listed him off.
Yep.
I don't think that team competes for a championship. And I think if you've got two players that I think are on that list, the Russell Westbrook and James Harden, I just don't.
I mean, I didn't say championship. I said they were going to be a playoff team.
Well, no, but that's the thing, because we know Kawhi is going to miss time. Call it whatever you will. The man's just going to miss time. Paul George isn't Pacers Paul George, where he can carry a team kicking and screaming to the playoffs by himself.
Right.
I go back to when Harden first walked into the locker room and Terrence Mann just stared at him, and like everyone that saw that picture was like, that's a man that knows what's about to happen. Like, there's going to be a game, like,
so
it's season on the line.
Do you not you're saying they're not making the playoffs?
I think they'll be a play-in team.
But you don't think they're making the playoffs? You don't think they make it out the tournament?
I think the West is too competitive. And it's not that I don't think Paul George and Kawhi Leonard are good enough to get them there. I think, like, it's going to be... We're going to have a situation where it's like they need to win one game. Like, they just have to win the one game. And they're going to be down by 3. And James Harden is going to do his best DeJounte Murray impression. DeJounte Murray is the best point guard on the Atlanta Hawks, according to Angelo. Great court awareness. For those that don't know, because this is now transitioning to a dunk on Angelo. So the other night, Hawks were down by 3. Trae Young made an actually great defensive play, probably the best defensive player of his career. Forced the turnover. DeJounte Murray is sprinting down the court, and everyone in the arena... How do you get to
DeJounte Murray, Rehn?
Everyone in the arena is yelling timeout. And this man shoots a layup with 4 seconds on the clock and breaks it when they're down by 3. Court awareness is the crucial point of being a point guard, and this man thinks the best point guard on the Hawks has none.
How to get to DeJounte Murray?
Oh, it was just a dunk on Angelo segment. Your mic cut out. We have those. We have those. We just have we call them Angelo breaks, where we just jump in, we dunk on Angelo real quick, and then we continue. Austin, what's your thoughts on the clips?
I'm selling.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And for agreeing, because I'm selling.
Oh, it sounded like you were... I don't know what you're arguing for anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. No one knows.
I don't think this Clippers team's going to be anything Angelo, I agree with everything you said. They have too many weapons, but you forget this is the lesser LA team.
This guy.
They are going to crumble. It's going to be glorious and historic. Mark my words.
Yeah, I think this is the last year we see this team together.
I mean, at this point on the football podcast, is a running joke that I always pick the Chargers to win, and the Chargers always hurt me. So might as well make the Clippers my NBA team that always hurts me.
Yep.
At
least the Chargers are a good team.
Ouch. That hurts.
Moving on to another one we can dunk on Angelo for.
Oh, I'm so ready.
Jordan Poole, not part of the Wizards' plans. So Mark Stein, who is a legitimate source, we're all agreeing with that. His sense, speaking from various league observers, is that more around the league believe that the Warriors view Poole as a trade asset and not a cornerstone player.
Wizards.
Yes, Wizards. Okay, so it's a segment on the Warriors. They brought up the Wizards because he was on the Warriors. Regardless, are you buying or selling the Warriors or Wizards looking to move him? Or do you think he's a cornerstone piece of this franchise?
I mean, quite frankly, I don't think any player currently on the Wizards are a cornerstone piece for the Wizards based on what I've seen this year.
Interesting.
So I could see it.
So would you go as far? Kevin Garnett said Jordan Poole does not belong in the league.
Oh, that's bogus. That's complete bogus.
I'm not sure it is.
No, that's complete bogus.
I think he belongs in the league. I don't think he belongs as a starter, but I think
so.
He belongs
Here's the thing. The way I view Jordan Poole right now is he's a kid who's on his parents' phone and he saw something on TikTok and he doesn't understand it, but he starts doing it. And the reason being is the other night, I think it was the Nuggets. I don't remember what team they were playing. He called for the inbound roll. Down 10. Oh, it was the Bucks. It was against the Bucks. They were down by 10 against the Bucks. 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. He calls for the roll in and walks the dog down the court. And then he realizes the clock is still moving because it's not in the last 2 minutes. And he freaks out, yells at the ref, and grabs the ball. And then the shot clock stops because when you roll the ball in, the shot clock doesn't start, but the game clock keeps rolling. Mm-hmm. He doesn't understand the rules of the game. He's a guy that was chucking shots, hitting shots, and everyone thinks he's better than he is, to the point that we say you can't have a splash without the pool. No.
Yeah.
You can't build a brick house without the pool, apparently.
Ouch.
So no, I'm absolutely buying that he is a trade piece. And the thing is, there's no value for him. He is the bona fide tank commander. So there is his on-off rating.
Bona fide tank commander?
His on-off rating is 14 points less than the next player on the Wizards getting starter minutes. It's the worst on the team. It's the worst in the league. He is the worst player on the Wizards, statistically. Yeah, he has points. Yeah, he has assists. But in terms of his offensive, defensive impact, he is the worst player. His net rating is so bad, Angelo. He does not belong in the league.
He belongs in the league.
He does not.
He belongs in the league. Stop this.
He doesn't even understand the rules, Angelo.
Yeah. Growing pains.
Do you buy that he's a trade asset, or do you think they're...
I think he's a trade asset for the Wizards, but I still think he's a starting point guard on an NBA team.
Which one?
Both can be true. He can be a starting point guard on an NBA team and not be the Wizards.
But which team? He's averaging 16 points on 28%.
Yeah. He's got some work to do clearly, but he could probably be the starting point guard on the Bulls right now, honestly.
Shooting 83% from the line.
I think 83 is like catastrophic. That's not the
From a
best.
guard?
That's not bad, dude.
From a guard, that's terrible.
I don't know about that one.
What about you, Austin?
For what?
Do you think that the Wizards view him as a cornerstone, or do you think he's a trade asset?
Oh, I think he was. I think the Wizards used this season to see if he was going to be that cornerstone, and I think they've already decided that he is gone.
Well, yeah, they're 2-12.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I think they had hopes, but I think they were always prepared to trade him as well. Whatever.
I think if your name isn't like Bilal
Angelo?
Coulibaly or Tyus Jones, you're not in this team's future plans. Man,
I don't think
maybe
either
Kyle
team-
Kuzma.
I don't think Kuzma's.
Delon
telling you.
Wright.
I don't think DeLon Wright. I'm telling you, I don't think anyone on this team is in their future.
You don't think Bilal Coulibaly is?
No.
Seriously?
Yes.
He's been like the one bright spot. And Tyus Jones. I like Tyus Jones.
I'm telling you, I don't think there's anything.
I disagree.
At least at the Wizards thing.
Let's talk about the Timber Pups.
Good old Timber Pups.
This has strangely become one of Angelo's favorite teams, and I don't know why, because he talks about it all the freaking time. They're off to a extremely hot start. The Twin Towers seems to finally be working. Let me pull up their record real quick. They are currently first in the Western Conference, a very tight Western Conference. The best start in Timberwolves history, 11-3. Are you buying this is where they should be? Or do you think they'll be lower?
I think they'll be lower.
How much lower? Because Anthony Edwards is a legitimate MVP candidate this year so far. We're still early. Yeah. Gobert and Towns have finally seemed to figure out how to coexist.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I like this team. I'm also selling because I don't think they're the best team in the West. But I don't think I would put them much lower than maybe 4 right now.
Yeah, I was going to say 4 or 5.
Yeah, that's what I was at too.
So
we're all selling, but barely selling.
Yeah, I think that this team it really came together. I think the acquisition of Mike Conley has paid off more in dividends in terms of his leadership aspect. Not necessarily so much in the production side of things anymore, but as that voice off the bench, I think Mike Conley is a player that everyone can agree on. Like, if he's talking, you're probably listening to him, even though he's never won. The man does seem like he knows what he's talking about. The only thing that scares me is the bench. I think when your best player is Kyle Anderson or Naz Reid,
yeah,
it's a little scary, but I don't know. It's working so far. So, and like I said, Anthony Edwards, he's probably not in like the top 3 for MVP discussions, but he's got to be up there. How do you feel about Gobert this season, Angelo?
He's been doing good. I said he's been doing good.
He's been doing all right. 57% from the field, 12 points per game, 12 rebounds. That's pretty insane. But okay, now for the Austin segment.
Oh boy,
the Austin segment.
Chet Holmgren has overtaken Victor Wembanyama in the Kia Rookie of the Year ladder.
Can you say that one more time?
Hold on,
I didn't quite hear you the first time. I don't have the list up. What were we talking about?
Chet Thomas Holmgren is now first in the Rookie of the Year race.
Yeah.
Do you do you think he will continue to be there, or do you think Wemby overtakes him again?
I'm buying it all.
You
I'm
can have
selling the
mine
house
here.
and
Here,
buying
you
the
can
homegrown.
you can have all of mine because I'm selling. You can take all of it.
You're insane.
I'm not.
You are.
I'm not.
You are.
Angelo, you're the tiebreaker here.
That's a tough call. Can we at least acknowledge both of them are doing amazing this year?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh no, absolutely.
I think Wembanyama has definitely lived up to the hype, and I think Chet has lived up to the hype because if you remember, last year Chet was Wembanyama.
Yeah.
He was the highly skilled freak of nature, 7-foot guy that was built like a twig. I think to an extent, Chet has benefited. It's Ben Simmons syndrome, where he missed his entire rookie year, so he had a year of time around the NBA.
Why are you repeating everything I said when I picked Chet for Rookie of the Year? Say I'm wrong. Say I'm wrong.
I'm not saying he's winning Rookie of the Year. I'm saying there's an understanding that he's going to get off to a hotter start, but I think by the end of the year, Wembanyama will
But
be
he
fine.
didn't get off to a hard start, Ren. Wemby did.
How many games into the season are we?
How many games are we into the season?
Going to the Warriors.
There's 7
15.
and 9. So
15 on the
that's
Warriors.
Okay.
16.
All right. Okay. So we're gonna do some quick napkin math. Are you ready? What is a quarter of 82?
Divided by 4.
20?
20.
It's 20.5, but yes, it's 20. We're not even a quarter of the way into the season. We're still at that starting point.
We're a fifth
Where-
of the way into the season.
So Chet has got off to a hotter start the first quarter of the season, but I think by the end of the year, Wemby will be the lock. I think that as he starts to figure things out, again, defense takes the longest to figure out, and that's really where I think the separation is going to be, because I do think Wemby projected as a better defender than Chet. I think Chet projected as a better pure scorer, but I think by the end of the year, it'll be Wemby's to lose.
So, it's
So maybe
So-
I just don't know. Is the Rookie of the Year, is that dictated based on how your record is?
No,
that's
Okay.
generally no. But that's
it could play
actually
in.
But
Yeah.
that's actually what I was about to say is right now the Thunder are 11-4. I'm going to assume they're going to be a playoff team, and I'm going to assume, just based on what I've seen so far, the Spurs are not.
Absolutely
So-
not. Absolutely
so,
not.
So I think that might play into it by the end of the year to give Chet kind of the edge. Oh, well, you're going to see Chet in more high leverage games, performing in high leverage games, and then in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I guess in that case, I guess I am buying Chet. I predicted him for Rookie of the Year, so takes to your guns.
Did you?
What's
I
up?
think I was the only one that didn't.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
He was the only one who had one.
But at least Ren's losing. I can live with that.
So, side note, I just remembered this because you were talking about the Thunder and we were talking about Giddey. Did you know that the duo pairing of SGA and Giddey's nickname is Shitty? And I just love that.
Yeah.
Just Shitty.
Is it going to be Shay and Kitty soon?
Did you not hear my Josh Kiddey joke at the start from the land down underage? Did you miss that?
I heard it. I was doing my own joke.
Mine was better. Yeah, no, by the end of the year, I think it'll be... Okay,
I think it'll be Chet.
hold on.
Especially
Let
if
me-
Chet's the better scorer.
Let me get my oven mitts out for my hot take.
Oh, God.
I think Chet's 3 by the end of the year.
Who's
Oh,
two? Oscar Thompson.
Sar Thompson. I think it's Sar
Sorry.
takes it. I think that he's going to surprise a lot of people.
So that's two people on the worst teams in the league, and then
Mhm.
Chet.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mic check,
Mhm.
Angelo.
Yeah, you keep like unplugging it. So
What are we gonna do with you?
I don't think he can hear us right now. This happened earlier.
Hmm.
There he is.
Can you hear us, Angelo?
Yeah, I can hear you. I just
Okay.
realized when I saw your thing.
Yeah, we were talking about the fact that you couldn't hear us. Next on our list, Draymond Green, 3-point specialist.
Calm down.
Have you seen his shooting splits?
I know he's 45 from 3, but you need to calm down.
So you're selling.
Yes, I'm selling hardcore.
You don't think that he learned to elongate his career by becoming a shooter?
No, because Jordan Poole could hit 3-pointers, and look at him now.
I mean, I was never high on Jordan Poole, so I don't know what I mean, I wasn't high on. I'm also selling. It's a fluke, but it is an interesting thing to see that this late in his career, because he's averaged like 31% for his entire career, and suddenly he's at 45% from 3.
He's only taken 20 shots.
I mean, it's still
That's a little more than one a game.
no, that's 2 a game. He got
20?
suspended.
Oh,
He's averaging 2 attempts and 1 make a game.
I mean,
Look, Angelo, what's your take? Because you're the one
I'm
that
selling.
prioritizes shooting.
I'm selling. He's not keeping this up.
What if by the end of the year he averages 45?
Then I'm wrong.
No, but like what does that like? Are you pleasantly surprised or are you mortified?
Not
Because
really mortified. I mean, it's
no,
2
but
shots a
like,
game.
but if
It's 2
someone,
shots a game.
but developing a 3-point shot this late in your career elongates your career, that means more Draymond Green. That's terrifying.
I guess it's
Not
true.
because he's like a threat. It's just like he's gonna kill someone at some point.
I don't know. I think you're a little bit too harsh on Draymond Green.
I think you're too soft on him. I think you are Steve Kerr's alt account.
Wow.
wow.
Yeah.
I felt that one from here.
How dare Jordan Poole put his face in front of Draymond's poor innocent fist?
Stop it. Draymond knew something we all didn't.
I mean, I knew. I legitimately feel like I was the only person that was watching Jordan Poole and like, yeah, nah. He plays like a 2K player. And yeah, you get those amazing games. And yeah, sometimes their stats look good for a little bit. But then it's like he's just chucking shots and some of them fall. Way to go. It's not like he's creating off the dribble. It was terrible shot selection, bad shot IQ, and he hit them. Good job. But that wasn't sustainable. I think Draymond's just a little baby, and he got offended by Jordan Poole making more money than him, which I would be too, because Jordan Poole shouldn't be in the league. Look, you don't have to believe me, but Kevin Garnett is an NBA legend.
Oh my god.
One of the best to ever lace them up. If LeBron James tomorrow said Jordan Poole shouldn't be in the league, Angelo would be acting like he always thought it. I'm just telling you all right now.
Stop it.
He'd be watching like Stephen A. Smith start gloating about how the prophet LeBron has spoken. And what's Stephen A. Smith even doing now? Does he have a show anymore? Angelo?
Who?
Stephen A. Smith, does he have a show anymore, or did he get
He has First
canceled or
Take.
something? Is he still on First Take? I thought he got canceled.
No, he's still on First Take. He has his own podcast too.
I will take your word for it. All right,
The
let's
Steven Smith Show. Okay, anyway.
top subject of the day. Top subject of the day. Pacers a playoff team.
As a playoff team,
They're currently in the playoffs. They are currently 8-6, leading the league in offensive production, both assists and points generated.
I'm gonna check who's in the East.
Again,
oh Lord,
we're gonna call back to Kevin Garnett because Kevin Garnett tweeted, X'd, whatever, 2 days ago, 3 days ago. Tyrese Halliburton is in the conversation. What conversation? That conversation.
playoff team I'll buy.
That's what I'm saying. Like at the start of the
There's
year,
not a there's like I understand what I said, but at the same time, who am I arguing for?
Right.
The Hawks, the Raptors, the Nets, the Hornets, the Bulls. No,
That's what I'm saying. This team this year,
it is a playoff team. You're
it
right.
is a playoff team now.
You're right.
It absolutely is, and that's shocking to me because we all said, no, they're going to be like 10 to 12 in the East.
You're right.
Like they're going to be around 20.
No.
But no, this is a playoff team this year. I'm definitely buying. Homerism aside, the East sucks.
The East does suck.
And like when you're going out scoring 128 a night, you're probably getting in the playoffs.
Okay, listen, to be fair, they've been bullying teams like the Wizards.
76ers.
Stop it. We've already gone through this. The 76ers are the only good team they beat that had their actual starters. They and the Cavs once.
The Pacers are such a young team.
The Pacers are such a young team that the Bucks and the Cavs feel they don't need to play their stars
No.
against them.
No. They are practicing at a faster pace than this. Miles Turner came out and said that the pace they're playing at is slower than what they're doing in practice. They have the depth of bigs because bigs are the ones that kind of suffer when you're playing a high pace offense. Because they've got Miles Turner, Jalen Smith, Isaiah Jackson, Jarris Walker, Obi Toppin. They're able to get out and play at this insane pace for an entire game. Other teams, by the end of the game, if you're watching them, they're completely gassed.
You know, I'm starting to notice a trend that Rehn just likes the fast-paced teams. That's why he likes the Pacers and the Kings.
I mean, I do like fast pace. Like, it's a lot of fun. Now, defensively, the Pacers are absolutely anemic, and it is hilarious to watch because, yeah, they're scoring 128, but they're giving up 120 every game. But they're going to mess around and squeeze into the playoffs, averaging 126 probably. Austin, you?
I'm buying the Pacers stock.
I mean, there's no way you can watch Tyrese out. Like, forget the rest of the Pacers. Like, the rest of the Pacers trash. Throw them out, right? I'm being facetious because, like, Benedict Mathurin's good.
Stop it. Just go on. You made your point. Go on.
But Tyrese Halliburton is in that conversation. If the Pacers finish at a 5th seed location, he's not going to win MVP, but he could get 3rd place if he keeps up the production that he's got right now.
Yeah.
So we talked last week, Austin, you weren't here. Tyrese Halliburton has made his way onto my Mount Rushmore for players. This is why.
What?
You weren't here. So we did a Mount Rushmore last week where it was...
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying like Mount Rushmore for like greatest point guards of all time.
No. It was just our personal favorite players. And I think this is showing why. Like, I think if you rewind, so a few years back, like a decade back when the Pacers were going toe-to-toe with the Heat every year in the Eastern Conference Finals, and a reporter from ESPN came and asked Roy Hibbert, wow, it's like really surprising you guys are here, right? And Hibbert got on the mic and said, y'all don't watch us play. And I think that's true because Angelo is still surprised when we're talking about Halliburton. I don't think the Pacers get enough coverage for people to realize how great he actually is. Easily will be in the conversation for all NBA this year. If the Pacers finish in that 5 seed, he'll be in the conversation for MVP. Pacers aren't going to go anywhere this year, and I kind of wish they would just miss the playoffs for a draft pick, but I think he by himself is too good. I think he will drag them kicking and screaming to a playoff seed. Like a pure playoff seed, not play-in, playoffs. You guys got anything else on that one?
No, not really.
Do you guys have any buy sells you want to cover? Because that was the end of my list.
No.
No, I do actually. Let's do a few. Oh, Austin, you disappoint me. Let's do a few that you haven't covered. Just NBA
Okay.
teams. Magic, 10-5, second in the East.
10 and 5 seconds. These I'm buying. For their production. And I guess that's weird. I guess I would be selling because I think they're worse than this, but I don't think they're much worse than this. I think that they're a team that developed a lot quicker than anyone, myself included, expected them to. I think Franz Wagner is amazing. I think Paolo Banchero has not suffered the sophomore slump that most people do.
Didn't I say Franz was going to be MIP?
I think so.
Yeah.
And I think you're absolutely right. Like I don't remember who I put, but I think yours is gonna be right because he has been amazing this year. Cole Anthony, Markelle Fultz, solid. I think Markelle Fultz will never become the player that we thought he was going to become, but he is a
Drafted. Yeah.
great piece on a playoff contender.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he's only got 5 games this year.
Yeah, they've had some injury issues this year, which is also that speaks to their depth here because they've had a lot of injury issues. And I do think they'll fall, but I think they'll still make the playoffs. Just because I don't think the East is weak, but the things they're doing translate really well. So
okay, let's go on same side of the coin, but just a different team. 9-1 in their last 10, 10-5, technically tied for second in the East. Miami Heat. See, you're disappointing me, Rehn. How did these two teams not make this list? You just chuckled at that thought. This is exact. See, you know what? What you got? What you got for me, Rehn? 10-5. Say bye.
I'm not buying. See, here's the thing. I'm not selling either because I didn't have any stock in the first place.
This guy. Yeah. He's also a card-carrying member of the Jimmy Butler hate.
Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Cole Switter is going to go off in the final game of the season, get them into the play-in, and everyone's going to be like, way to go, Jimmy.
Would you be surprised?
No, but...
Exactly! Exactly!
Jamal Cain is going to drop 30 in an elimination game, and everyone's going to be like, wow, Jimmy, your 5 points really got us through it. Way to go. You're Himmy Butler. He's got that dog in him. Stop it. You don't understand. My problem isn't with Jimmy Butler. It's with the fact that everyone acts like it's Jimmy Butler by himself that does all these things, and it's completely disrespectful to the players that stepped up in those moments. That's my whole problem.
Those people got paid.
And that's fine, but they should have gotten the credit for what they did without Caleb Martin, without Max Strus, and without Gabe Vincent. They don't even make the playoffs. But everyone was acting like Jimmy Butler was dragging them, kicking and screaming. No, he wasn't. They were dropping 30-point games. And Jimmy was selling coffee and then pretending like he didn't care that they won. Wow, cool. That's my problem. No, I'm selling. This team, no.
Austin?
It's sold. The transaction's already been approved by the FCC.
He sold his stocks already.
Yes, whatever.
What about you, Angelo?
I'm buying.
Why are you buying? Give me a reason you're buying.
Because honestly, the more time passes, the more I think this was Jimmy Butler. Someone from the Miami Heat said, "You choose to be a bad team." Honestly, say what you want to say. Eric Spoelstra is really good at getting the best out of whatever he's put in front of him.
He's had such a hard time of it with LeBron James and Dwayne Wade, and then Jimmy
Say
Butler
it,
and
Jimmy
Bam Adebayo.
Yeah. But seriously, no. You cannot say both. You cannot be like, oh, well, they just got there because Gabe Vincent dropped 30 in a play-in game. No. Part of that was Eric Spoelstra putting those players in those positions. So,
did he just like look in his crystal ball and be like,
this guy,
this role player is going to score 30 tonight? If he could do that, okay? Is playoff basketball the most competitive form of basketball, or is it regular season? Right. Okay. So we're in agreement there, right? Right. So why did Psychic Spoelstra, who saw that Gabe Vincent was going to go off tonight, not just play Gabe Vincent the whole season? Just get that one seed since he knows that Gabe Vincent is going to do this. Are you serious right now? Have you never okay, in bowling, you bowl, right?
Yes.
Have you ever just bowled a game and you just bowled terribly?
Yes.
Like, that's not how you normally bowl, right? Have you ever done the opposite and like you bowl way above your average and just, wow? Yes? I think his mic did the thing again.
Hello?
Hello, did you hear me?
Hello? Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Oh, crap. Oh!
He's so mad about this. Future Angelo, play the Jeopardy theme song here.
Sorry, my mic came off my stand.
No.
Anyway, go on.
So, have you ever bowled a game poorly?
Yes.
Have you ever bowled a game above your average?
Of course.
Okay, so before you bowled the game where you bowled above your average, were you just like, man, I'm going to bowl above my average this game?
No. But...
So you think Eric Spoelstra is like, man, Gabe Vincent, he averages like 3, but tonight, he's dropping 30. No.
He put them in the... Okay, but when I was bowling under my average as the team was doing tournaments, they moved me up and down the lineup based on how I was doing. Eric Spoelstra can do that. That can still contribute, can it not?
It can. But at the end of the day, Gabe Vincent has to be hitting those shots. Ugh. If Gabe Vincent is not hot, who is he moving up in the lineup? No one.
Max Strus.
If Max Strus...
That's all, but...
The point is...
It goes both ways.
The point is, Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, and Caleb Martin had phenomenal playoffs. Absolutely spectacular. Let's talk about that. Let's not say Jimmy Butler's him. He did this. No, he didn't. That's my problem. The rest of the Heat team, besides Kyle Lowry, I've always had a thing against Kyle Lowry. I don't even know why anymore.
Yeah, I don't know why either.
There's a reason. It was something to do with when he was on the Raptors. But the rest of the Heat team, I like. Bam Adebayo is one of my favorite players. I like Nikola Jovic. Thomas Bryant, I liked when he was on the Lakers. I haven't really followed him now. Kevin Love, I've always liked. But let's stop pretending Jimmy Butler is some transcendent player. He's good. He's very good. He's great a lot of times. But he's not in the conversation of a LeBron or a Giannis or a Jokic. Let's stop pretending like he is. That's my point. Because people are like, oh, playoff Jimmy's built different. No, he's the same player. He just scores a little bit more because he's getting more touches. That's how averages work. Continue.
Continue. Did Austin said he sold. Okay. Sorry, I had to make sure that Austin got his 2 cents in.
Hey, if you chip in 2 cents, Jimmy Butler gets the credit.
This guy. Hawks 7-7, currently 9 seed, 5-5 in their last 10. They are the epitome of an average team. The epitome.
Well, so if not for best point guard on the team, DeJounte Murray, they might actually have a positive record. So I will say, oh, that's tough because I don't want to buy and I don't want to sell. What's that word? Holding. I think this is where they are. I think they're a French playing team. I don't think they've got the depth. I think Trae Young is a fantastic offensive player. A little bit to be desired defensively, to be polite about it. I think they're a French play-in team. I don't know that they've got the assets outside of Trae Young and DeJounte Murray to pick up the scoring slack. They definitely don't have the assets to cover for Trae Young on defense. And in a close game when DeJounte Murray is shooting a layup when they're down by 3, I trust their decision making. Or I don't trust their decision making. So I think they're about where they should be.
Okay, Austin.
That's hard.
Exactly.
Right?
That's why I did it.
I'm selling.
I mean, we already know. Like, Angelo doesn't even need to give an answer.
Yeah, I don't even need to give it.
I just don't like them.
Oh, they're a very easy to hate team.
Yeah.
They're a very easy to hate team. I think the only player I like on their team, like, I don't know AJ Griffin well enough. He's a rookie. But Sadiq Bey. I've never seen anything like bad about Sadiq Bey.
All right. So,
Mic check. You don't like Bogdan Bogdanovic?
You should know I don't like people that just shoot and do nothing else.
You like DeAndre Hunter.
I am passive with DeAndre Hunter. Like, I like him as a player, but like the results are kind of mid.
Okay.
Glenn Capella, I hate because of 2K.
You hate
I have
because of
no,
two.
because in 2K, if you do my league,
He gets passed around so much.
because he is so low overall and highly valued, so like he is involved in every major trade in the league. It's so annoying. He has like 4-star value at 82 overall. It's like he's not getting any better than that.
Yeah.
So the Angelo soapbox, go off on the Hawks.
No. I think just sell is all they deserve. So, Oklahoma City Thunder 11-4, second in the West, 8-2, last 10. What you got?
Depends.
Depends.
So Josh Giddey's been kind of useless for the Thunder. He's actually been borderline terrible. So maybe him being away from the team for a little bit for a therapeutic retreat or whatever the NBA is going to call it, will be beneficial.
Therapeutic retreat. Anyway, go on, sorry.
I like the Clippers. Or the Thunder. Why did I say Clippers? Thunder. Paul
You
George.
do like the Clippers, though.
I'm seeing Paul George in a Thunder jersey.
You do like the Clippers, though. It's okay.
I don't. Yeah, I'm buying. I'm buying. That was a very long way of saying I like this team. I'm buying. I think that no matter what happens with the Giddey situation, I think the Thunder will be fine.
Austin,
Yes.
buying or selling the Thunder?
Austin
Need I
just
say more?
Austin just forgot we were recording a podcast. He's playing dinosaurs.
No. I'm not. I'm listening. I'm buying.
Okay.
It's kind of hard not to buy the Rookie of the Year.
Also, people have called Giddey the Australian Magic Johnson. I've started calling him the Australian Karl Malone. Just throwing that out
Oh no.
Yikes.
Oh.
the youngest player to average a triple-double and other things.
Okay, we're gonna get off the
Yeah.
Rockets 7-6, 7-3 in their last 10.
Sell. Look, the fact that this far in they finally realized that if you run the offense through Sengun, good things are going to happen is great. Like, I love that for them. But no, this isn't sustainable. The Rockets will be a lottery team.
I don't know, man. Dylan Brooks, MIP.
Oh God.
Oh God. I'm selling as well. Go ahead, Austin.
I mean, it'd be stupid not to sell.
Thank you. I am so glad that since Angelo said he was selling, you finally came to the light, because that hurt my soul.
I will say that the Magic just wiped the floor with Boston in the group play tournament.
Pacers wiped the floor with everybody.
The turn.
How do you guys feel about the in-season tournament? Because I hate
stupid. It's stupid.
I don't think it's stupid. I just think there should be more of an incentive.
I don't understand it. So is this affecting their records,
No.
or is it just extra?
Well, no. Technically, yes. It's affecting their record.
It's wins losses, but
yeah.
No, it's so they're kind of copying how soccer works, where there's in-season awards and cups and stuff like that. And I get it. Like, I get the idea behind it is to get national coverage for small market teams, because a lot of the teams involved are small market. Because like Tyrese Halliburton's first time on national TV is because of the in-season tournament. So like, I get that aspect of it. I think that it does give teams something to compete for besides just it's not something that matters. Like, we're not going to be like, oh, what team has the most in-season tournaments? Like, that's irrelevant. I just think that there is an incentive. I believe there's a cash incentive for players. So there is something to compete for. I just think there should be something in regards to pushing the teams to compete for it, like a reason for it. Because right now there's really not, besides cash, and again, rich people are rich. They don't really care, I guess.
That's exactly why.
But I don't know. I don't know how you could incentivize it. Like, draft capital, maybe?
Okay, here's how I'm going to summarize it. Okay, Rehn. Without looking it up, who are the top teams in the in-season tournament right now?
Pacers, Lakers. I don't remember the third.
Okay, that's kind of my point. Like, I think they need something for the players to play for in the in-season tournament. What that is, I don't know. I heard someone, I believe it was on Reddit, suggested that the winner of the in-season tournament automatically gets a bid into the playoffs. I don't know how I feel about that. Go ahead.
So that was actually Tyrese Halliburton.
Oh, Tyrese Halliburton suggested that? Okay. I don't like that idea, because then that would just incentivize you to just win the tournament and then rest all your players the rest of the season, which would be counterproductive. So,
because theoretically, the Wizards could win the in-season tournament and be the worst team in the NBA.
Right. exactly.
So yeah, that's my
So
hold on that.
So then I guess the question is, what can you incentivize that isn't cash for the NBA players to? Someone actually, I do like this idea. I don't know who suggested it, but whoever wins the in-season tournament gets like extra wins to help with seeding for the playoffs. I actually like that idea.
I do like that. One of the thoughts that I was thinking, because I was not that the NBA cares about my opinion, but I was like
Right.
brainstorming, and like things like, what if you won the in-season tournament, you got a couple balls in the lottery, not enough to really like give you a high chance of winning, but you're in the race.
So if you're a tanking team, you want to do it, and if you're a
Yeah.
winning team, you want to
So
give
like
yourself a chance at the lottery.
if you were the worst team, you would get like 3 extra balls on top of your balls for being the worst team. And if you win the NBA Finals and you won the in-season tournament, you get a couple in there, like 1% chance to win. But hey, you could add Victor Wembanyama to your team. Way to go! Like something to incentivize the teams that are out of the race for the playoffs to play for it. Because
So here's the thing. I get from like a GM perspective and an ownership perspective why they would want that, but what about the players themselves actually
I mean, the
playing?
players get the cash like that,
That's true. That's true.
and like who knows? Like we're saying this now. Maybe 20 years from now, people will be like actually caring about the in-season tournament in the way they do in soccer, because like those things are important to like players' credentials.
Mm.
Um,
I
who
just
knows?
don't see it.
It's hard to say, but when the 3-point line was introduced, I doubt people thought people would be shooting 20 a game.
That's fair.
So
That's fair.
who knows? Like things could change. I like all of the jerseys. Like I like the tournament jerseys. I don't like the city jerseys this year.
Safety suck.
I hate the tournament courts so much. They hurt your eyes to look at. It's kind of hard to see the lines sometimes. And they just like they give off a really like middle school vibe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's something that doesn't just strike right with them.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I got for my buy and sells.
Austin, do you have any?
I do not.
Okay, hey guys, if you've made it this far, which if you're listening to me, you have, which means you enjoyed our episode, go ahead and leave a like, comment, subscribe, follow, whatever the platform you're on allows you to do. Do that. It helps us a lot. Follow us on all socials at No Reserves. They'll also be linked down in the description on whatever platform you're following on. That's all I got. It's glad to have Austin back for 1 week. I don't think he'll be here next week. Right?
No.
Austin? No, he will not be here next week. Austin's going to be kind of hit and miss until spring, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're just going to be blessed with Angelo screaming into his mic at Rehn, because that's what Angelo does. But Tuesdays, Thursdays, pop on over, listen to Alex and Angelo discuss football.
Oh, I will be on the podcast Tuesday though for the NFL.
Yes.
We do
Yes, you will.
have a couple specials coming up, but
do.
we will have more cover. We do.
I'm surprised we didn't have a Thanksgiving special.
I couldn't think of one to do,
That's fair.
and like we didn't really like talk about it.
You
But-
could have done Thanksgiving traditions. And you could have, announced to the world your hate for all things foul.
All right, okay. So let's have this conversation right now, because we
Oh,
need to. It's been
God.
building since the intro.
No.
Birds, chicken, and turkey are the worst meat. Full stop.
No.
There's a reason they are the
No.
cheapest per pound. Full stop. Beef is top tier. Seafood, pork. And that's
No.
generalized seafood. Like I would rather eat tuna than chicken most days.
Stop it.
It's cheapest because it's easy to produce.
It's easy to mass
and
produce.
it's mid. And it's mid.
It's not mid.
You can take, and y'all can't comment on this because you never have had them. And you've admitted this to me. You can take an unseasoned steak and an unseasoned chicken breast, eat them both. Tell me which one's better. You don't.
Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to be? And honestly, if that's your bar, like that's a sad bar. Oh, the thing that's at its lowest when you don't do anything, like the thing that's worst when you prepare it the worst is the like. Come on, dude.
No. There's no preparation needed. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying
Stop it.
chicken needs that. The steak, that's extra. That's just flavor you're adding to the steak. The chicken.
Would you
needs
ever
it.
boil a steak?
God, I hope not.
Then why? Thank you. Then why are you asking to boil a piece of chicken? And
No,
you wouldn't do that.
No, bake it. Bake it with no seasoning on it. Just do the basic cooking because that's what I'm asking you is at their core, compare the two meats. Steak is better.
Well, yes, but you're arguing two different. So you're saying steak is better. You're saying seafood is better. You're saying pork is better. Just doing all of that
without because at the
you're wrong.
No,
you're wrong.
Absolutely not.
You're wrong, dude. Just stop it.
You're gonna say chicken is better than let's say bacon.
Pork. Yes.
You're wrong.
Yeah, I agree with Angelo.
You're both wrong. Like I'm not even a bacon fan, but you're wrong.
You ever just? This is the crazy thing. Like he's like, you ever just take a pork chop? You don't season it. You just stick it on the skillet with some oil, and see how it. Stop it.
So let me tell you. Let me rephrase this differently because what you're saying is.
Is right.
I'm not. No, because we're talking about chicken and steak, correct? Are we talking about? No.
You're saying chicken is the lowest of the low. So you're not just saying chicken and steak. You're saying chicken, steak, pork, seafood.
Right. But you're not letting me finish.
Sure.
So we're comparing those meats, correct?
Sure.
We're not comparing sage, rosemary, thyme, right?
Sure.
We're not comparing butter.
Right.
So bear with me here because this is going to be hard to follow. The flavor that you're talking about, because you're saying, well, you don't eat chicken like that. Absolutely not. You don't eat steak like that. The core meats, steak is better. Pork is better. When you season them, you can season chicken to be better. You can season chicken to be better, but you can season steak to be better. You can season seafood to be better. But we're not talking about the seasoning. That's what you're not getting. That's why I keep saying, go prepare them at their absolute. Have you ever had unseasoned pork?
Yes, it's not good.
Bacon is unseasoned pork. Have you ever you don't like bacon?
Bacon's a little bit different, dude.
It's pork.
It's different.
Y'all
You're comparing a chicken breast to bacon. I'm comparing a chicken breast to a pork chop.
Even then.
No, it's not even then.
Have you ever had unseasoned pork chop?
Yes, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Have you ever had unseasoned chicken breast?
Yes.
And you
Yes. Because you can get the chicken more moist. Yes.
Oh, no, you cannot.
Yes. Oh my god.
No, because you have to cook chicken longer. I don't advise anyone to do it, but pork you can eat raw. I don't recommend it, but you can cook it to a lower temperature and be fine. Chicken will give you salmonella if you undercook it. Full stop. You have to overcook chicken. You have to cook chicken all the way through. That's gross.
That's not overcooked.
That's overcooking. You eat a steak medium rare at the most. All the juices.
Just because it's cooked through doesn't mean it doesn't have juices, dude.
Yes.
You just need to take cooking classes or something.
Pretty much, yeah. This is why.
I mean, y'all think that the flavor of the meat is the seasoning, so.
This guy.
That's why you won't give me a justified answer when I say, have you had both of them? on season.
Because you were asking stupid things like,
Your
have you
metric-
ever had boiled chicken?
That's cooked all the way through. I bet boiled steak would be fine.
Oh my god.
It would be better than boiled chicken, at least.
But you've never done it and never thought about doing
Yeah, because like you do that with like stew. That's essentially boiled steak.
I don't understand where this is going.
it. I don't either. I don't get what.
Y'all are wrong.
No, we're not.
That's that. I mean, that's just true. Like if I'm tiering meat, okay, it's gonna be like prime rib is number one,
So
and pork ribs are number
So
two.
Austin, because Rehn is TFG, he's too far gone. Austin, have you ever tried something that calls for ground beef and substituting ground chicken or ground turkey?
No.
No. Okay.
Why would you do that?
It tastes better in some cases.
No,
Yes, because there's less fat.
fat is flavor.
I
Fat
do
is
agree with that
flavor.
statement. I will eat fat for days.
That is. That's where, like, when you're looking at a cut of steak, you want that marbling.
Yes and no.
No, there is no.
You want, so if you're looking at a
Know what you're
steak,
doing.
no. If you're looking at a steak, the difference between the choice steak and the prime steak is the choice steaks have heartier fat on the outsides and the prime do not. The prime is a better grade. What the prime has is better inner, like, muscular fat. That's what you're looking for in a steak, not just
No,
fat in
you
general.
mean there's different grades?
Yes.
Are there different grades of chicken, or is it all the same?
I mean, technically there is.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I didn't get the answer he wanted, so he just full stop.
I mean, it's better than just screaming in my mic so you can't talk,
I don't know about that one.
as it is. I think Angelo unplugged his mic.
No, I didn't.
It sounded like he did. Look. It's okay to be wrong here. I will let you be wrong. You can think chicken is top tier. It's the Jimmy Butler of meat. It's great.
It's not top tier, but it's not the bottom.
It is the bottom.
It's not the bottom.
It is the bottom.
It's not the
A
bottom.
deep fried pork tenderloin is better than any kind of chicken you will put in front of me. Any kind.
Have you ever tried fried chicken? Do we do fried steak?
No, what's that?
Do we do fried steak?
Probably.
Stop it.
I mean, it would kind of just ruin what makes a steak good.
Thank you.
But steak doesn't need a deep fried coating on it. It already has fat on it, so that's where you get your flavor from. There's a reason. So South Park did an episode where Cartman kept ordering KFC and just eating the skin because that's the only good part of the chicken. The breading.
Because South
'Cause
Park
the
is our
chicken-
metric for
The chicken itself has no flavor. That's the
South
point I'm
Park
trying
is
to
the
make.
bar now.
Yep.
The chicken itself has no discernible flavor. It is lean as can be. It is just meat. There's no fat to it.
I really don't know what chicken you're eating.
Yeah. No. Rehn. So
Like
this has been confirmed. Rehn,
Chicken.
despite what Rehn will tell you, he's never had homemade stuffing. You can't convince me. He's never, like, properly prepared chicken, and he knows how to cook steak. That's what I've been confirmed today.
I mean, I know how to cook chicken. Just don't.
Know how. I know. It's okay.
I think you don't know how to cook steak is the problem. I think you just recently learned how to cook steak, actually. In fact, I have the receipts on that one.
This guy.
I have the receipts on that one.
This guy.
Do I not?
This guy.
Did you not say I'd learned how to do this?
No, that is true and false. I said I was doing it the wrong. I learned I was doing it the wrong way,
Oh,
and then I did it the correct way.
receipts. That's
No.
what we call those.
Nope.
Austin's from Florida, so like his opinion.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
What?
The people from the real states are talking.
Oh yeah.
The real estate guy.
Okay, well, Austin, it's been great having you on as a guest. We will see you in the spring. Angelo and I will see the rest of you next week.
Yep, and Austin will see you on the Thursday episode of the football podcast.
And the upcoming special.
Maybe.
Yes.
No, you'll be there for that. We'll make sure.
Okay.
That's being
you're
recorded
mandated.
it's being recorded in advance. You're fine.
You're mandated.
Oh.
We'll record that on a weird weekend at some point. Just knock it out.
Okay.
Alex will be there too. It's gonna be a whole ordeal. It's gonna be fun.
Yay. I'm
Yay.
still looking forward to it.
What? Austin's just here because we force him to be at this point.
Pretty much, yeah.
Not true.
He's not here for social media. He doesn't know how to do that.
I thought Dylan was taking that over.
See, exactly.
This is going great. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.
Mm-hmm.